Welcome to another On Deck Baseball gameplay video featuring the CBA, the Continental Baseball Alliance. Today we have a pretty good matchup between the Knights and the Drillers. The Drillers are 8.5 games back in the West, falling into last place, 4th place behind the Wolves, who are in 1st. And the Knights are in the East, 2nd place behind the Gators, 5 games back. We have a pretty good matchup on the mound as Chris Castle will be going for the Knights. And the ace for the Drillers will be taking the mound, Manuel Alvarez. We'll go ahead and switch these pitchers, get them where they're going. And we'll go ahead and get this game started as Alvarez will be stepping up against Tommy Alcova, leading things off for the Knights. So, Manuel Alvarez is a righty against the righty-handed batting Tommy Alcova. So it is going to be a -2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 4-1 doesn't look to start things off great as he strikes out against Alvarez. Next up we have Millard McClure, who came over from the Phantoms, who aren't doing that great. And McClure has raked since coming over to the Knights. In 13 at-bats, he has 7 hits. He's batting .538 with 4 RBIs and 5 runs scored. That's in, 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. That's in just 3 games. So McClure is right-handed as well. It's going to be righty versus righty, -1 on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card. 10-4 is going to be a base hit, so he continues hitting since coming over from the Phantoms. Valenzuela, the catcher for the Knights, will be coming up now. Valenzuela is a .283 hitter on the season, but the last couple of games have not been kind. It is a -2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 9-7. That looks like it's going to be a base hit, and it is. McClure is faster, but I don't think we're going to risk going a third right now with Joe Garland coming up. Garland, the cleanup hitter for the Knights. He is batting .279. He's got 7 home runs and 28 RBIs, which both lead the Knights in offensive categories. He is a lefty, so it's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Garland. 8-6. That's a red 8. That is going to be a base hit. And McClure is going to come around to score without a throw, as a throw will go into second base to hold up Valenzuela. And that is an RBI single as the Knights take an early lead here in the top of the first. Martin Figueroa will be the next batter. Figueroa is batting .474 on the season. That's just 9 at-bats though. And he is a righty up against the right-handed Alvarez. It's going to be -2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 4-4 is a strikeout, so that's 2 away. Bringing up Anthony Summers. He was a call-up from their minor league system as the rosters expanded. He's doing well as well. 21 at-bats, batting .429 in that small sample size. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be -2. It's going to be a pitcher's card. And 7-5 is going to be a flyout to left field. So flyout to left field will end it. And that will bring up the Drillers and leadoff man Sergio Perez, who is a right-handed batter. This will be going against Chris Castle, a left-handed pitcher. So righty versus lefty here, and it's going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-5 is going to be a base hit. Perez is on with a base hit as both teams come out swinging the bats. And it's going to be lefty versus lefty as Dave Schultz come up. Schultz is a .296 hitter. He's got 21 RBIs, has yet to hit a home run, but he does have a .337 on-base percentage. A very good outfielder, probably a little bit underrated. So it's lefty versus lefty here. It's going to be -2 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card. 10-5 is a base hit. And early on here in the bottom of the first, we have first and second, bringing up Bob McPherson, a right-handed batter. It's going to be it's going to be +3 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 7-1. I don't think that's going to do it. That's going to be a flyout. And that fly out goes to center field. That's going to bring up, with 2 men on, the much feared Mark Hagerty. Hagerty having a great season so far. 9 home runs, 36 RBIs. Leads the team in both of those, though he's tied with the league team lead in home runs with 9 with Martin Reed. He is a .298 hitter, though. And a left-handed batter. It's going to be equal on the roll. And that is going to be a batter's card. 9-8 is a home run. 3-run shot, and that is going to put the Drillers out ahead 3-2. As Mark Hagerty does what he does best. And already we're going to have to roll on Chris Castle's poise. He is a 2 poise, not that great. Rolling on the sad face column here, and he is a -1 already. So he goes down to a -3, -1 on his chart. And that's going to mean that he's going to be kind of easy to get some batter's cards here as Martin Reed comes up, a switch hitter. He'll be hitting right-handed, and it's going to be +2 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-4 is a line out for the second out of the inning. That line out goes to the second baseman. Rico Morales coming up. Morales having a good season. He's batting .328, 6 home runs, only 18 RBIs though. Reed and Morales having a hard time getting RBIs as Hagerty clears the bases for them before they have a chance at it. So we have lefty versus righty. It's going to be +3 on the roll. It's still a pitcher's card though. 3-1 is going to be a strikeout now in the inning, but not until the Drillers make their mark. Sorry, I think I said the score was 3-2, but it is actually 3-1. And that will bring up John Rowe of the Knights. Rowe doing not too bad. He's got 3 home runs, .256 average, 18 RBIs. And that is in 43 games. So he's having a pretty decent season. And it is going to be righty versus righty here. It's going to be -1. That is a batter's card. 4-3 is a strikeout. So Alvarez gets him down in strikes. Bringing up Tucker, who's a switch hitter. It's going to be -3. It's going to be equal on the roll. Pitcher's card. 8-3 is a ground out. Ground out to the second baseman. Rolled 4-3. And Lyle Good, who's had a really rough go. He doesn't have a hit in the last like 8 games. And batting just .167 on the season. He does have 12 runs scored, a .265 on base percentage. So he is getting on base, just not at the clip you would expect. So he is a -3 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-1 is a strikeout. So side goes down in order. They'll be back up the top of the order next inning. As we switch over to the Drillers, Austin Collins. A call up as well for their team. Collins doing pretty good. He's batting .231, but that doesn't tell the whole story. He's got a .311 on base percentage, 4 home runs, and 19 RBIs, and 117 at bats. 6 doubles in there too. So we got lefty versus righty. It is going to be. Sorry, it's lefty versus lefty. It's going to be -2. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 8-5 is a base hit for Collins. I'll bring up Nelson. Nelson, right-handed batter. It's going to be +2 on the roll here. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-7. That looks like something. That's going to be a base hit. And we got first and second. Melendez up, a switch hitter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card. 9-2 is a flyout to center, and that'll bring us back up to the top of the order. Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez, a righty against the lefty. It's going to be +3 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-2, a possible error here. Going to roll it back on the same matrix there. It's a ground ball to the second baseman. Second baseman Tommy Alcova. He is a slick fielder. He's got a 5 at that rating. So we're going to roll on his primary fielding chart here. 6. It is a 1 base error, so all Runners will advance on the error by the second baseman. We have bases loaded now with only one out, and Dave Schultz coming up. Schultz is a lefty. It is now a -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Schultz, who already has a hit in this game. 4-2 is going to be a strikeout, second out of the inning. Bringing up McPherson. McPherson, a right-handed batter. It's going to be +4 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 9-5 is a base hit. We have 2 outs here. Collins is going to come around to score. Nelson comes around to score. Perez is going to end up at third. He has a chance to score. Let's see where that ball goes to. Using the fielding outs column for the outfield on a fly ball, it goes to left field. Garland's out and left with a weak arm at 2. Does Perez want to try it? I think he does. We're going to go ahead and take the chance here. 1, 3, and 4 outs. Get a 6, he scores. And McPherson will advance to second on the throw. That is a 3 RBI, 2 out single. And I'll bring up, we got a roll on poise again for Chris Castle. 6 is no change this time. Hank Henderson pitched last game for the Knights, and he pitched a complete game, so the bullpen is rested. That doesn't mean that we want to have to use them, as they're in a stretch of some, I think, 4 or 5 games left to go. So Hagerty's going to come up as lefty versus lefty, a +1. That is going to be a batter's card on Hagerty. Let's see if he can get a second home run of the game. 7-3 is a flyout, so he does not. He flies out to right field. Martin Reed will come up, switch hitter, batting right-handed. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 9-5 is a base hit. McPherson is faster than Reed. He's going to come around to score. So that is a 2-out single with an RBI. And the Drillers increase their lead 7-1. I'll bring up Rico Morales. He was 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be +3 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 9-3 is a walk. And I'm going to have to go over to another column here. Let me edit my score sheet a bit, as the Drillers have batted around this inning. And now I'll bring up Austin Collins. Collins 1 for 1 with a run scored. Lefty versus lefty, -1 on a roll. That is going to be a batter's card. 9-7. That's going to be a base hit. The hitting continues for the Drillers. Reed is stuck at third, though, as it's a short base hit. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And now I'll bring up Michael Nelson, who's 1 for 1 as well with a run scored. +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-6, another base hit. Reed's going to come around to score. It's another whoop single here, 1 RBI, and the bases are still juiced with 2 outs. Melendez coming up. He's 0 for 1 so far in the game. Batting right-handed is +1. That is a batter's card for Melendez. 9-2, and finally Castle gets out of the inning with a fly out to center. And I'll bring it back around to the leadoff man for the Drillers next time they're up. And we're going to head over to the Knights for their top of the third. Tommy Alcova leading off against Manuel Alvarez. Alvarez so far in control of the Knights bats. So righty versus righty, it's going to be -2. It's going to be a pitcher's card. Oh, 10-9 is a possible home run. It's a -4 against a 3 power. That means a -1 on a confrontation roll, and it is a fly out. Deep fly out to center field. I'll bring up Millard McClure. Got a base hit and a run scored in the top of the first. He is a right-handed batter, going to be -1 on a roll. That's going to bring it down to a pitcher's card. 10-1 is a line out, and that line out goes to shortstop. So 1 out away here from 2 consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings, which I'll get to roll on Alvarez poise chart, see if he gets a +1. Valenzuela up, it's -2 on a roll. That is a 5, a pitcher's card, and 6-1. He does get the out. It's a ground ball, and that ground ball goes to second base, 4-3. So now with 2 consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings, we get to roll on a happy face here, see if he gets an increase. And he does. He is now a 4-6, as Alvarez, after a rough start in the first inning, is now cruising along. That will bring up the top of the order for the Drillers. Sergio Perez, 1 for 2, reached both times and scored both times. He is a righty versus lefty +3. That is a batter's card. 9-3 is a walk. He reaches again as he leads off the bottom of the third with a walk. That will bring up Dave Schultz, lefty versus lefty -1. That's a batter's card for Schultz. 2-1, that's not going to do it. That's a strikeout. McPherson now up. It's going to be +4 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 9-4 is a walk. Castle just falling apart at the seams here, allowing a lot of base runners. They're going to have to pull him soon. But here comes Mark Hagerty. He is a -3 against Hagerty. And Hagerty's a 4, so it's a +1 on a roll. It is a pitcher's card. 8-6, but it doesn't matter as Hagerty gets a base knock. Perez is going to come around and score. McPherson's going to stay at second as a RBI single. And the 9th run scored against Castle here. Going to have to roll on that poise chart. That is a -1. And with that, he goes down to a 0 on one of his attributes, the right-handed batter attribute, and that means we're going to have to pull him. Not a great start for Castle, not at all what the Knights were hoping for. And we're going to have to look for a long reliever here. Looks like Maddox is available. Maddox can go 3 innings before we start rolling on his stamina chart, so we're going to go ahead and add him into the game. So, first batter Maddox will face is Martin Reed with 2 men on and 1 out. Maddox is a right-handed pitcher. And Reed is a switch hitter, so he'll be hitting lefty against Maddox. That's going to be a +1 on a roll. That is a batter's card for Reed. 4-2 is a strikeout, so 2 away now. Bringing up Rico Morales. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. He is a righty, so it's going to be -1 on the roll. Pitcher's card. 8-1 is a flyout. Maddox comes in, gets the next 2 outs as a flyout to left to hold off the Drillers from any more damage. So after 3, we have the Drillers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 1. That's going to bring up Joe Garland against Emmanuel Alvarez. I remember Alvarez had that increase, so he's now -4, -6. Garland is a +5 against right-handed pitchers. He is a lefty, so it's going to be a +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-2 is a strikeout. Figueroa is now -3. That's a pitcher's card. 6-6 is a flyout to center. And now we have a chance for a 3rd consecutive 1, 2, 3 inning, which would be an automatic upgrade on Alvarez with no need to roll. Anthony Summers coming up. He is a righty. It is a -3 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. That's not going to be good for Alvarez. That is a walk. He does not get the consecutive inning, and the Knights keep the inning alive with a runner on. John Rowe coming up now. Righty versus righty is a -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And it looks like he'll get this out, though, on a pop-out to the catcher. Alright. That is going to bring up Austin Collins. Maddox did not pitch to 3 batters last inning, so that won't count against his stamina. As long as he can keep going through the 3, he should be good. Alright, so he is a lefty, Austin Collins that is, and it's a righty pitcher, so it is equal. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-5. Yep, just sneaks in a ground out there. Ground out to second base, 4-3. Michael Nelson coming up now. He is a righty. It's righty versus righty, -1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 2-2 is a strikeout. Melendez now up. It is equal on the roll here. Batter's card on Melendez. 7-6 is a base hit. So Melendez reaches for the first time this game. 2-out single. And that'll bring us back up to the top of the order. Sergio Perez. It's going to be -1 on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card. 4-3 is going to be a ground out to third base, 5-3. Alright, back over to the Knights here. As David Tucker steps up to the plate against Alvarez. It is switch hitter against righty, so it's going to be -1 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 7-2 is a ground out to shortstop. Wild good 0 for 1 with a K so far in this game. It's righty versus righty, -4 on this roll. That's tough to get a batter's card. 10-5 though, and that is a base hit. Wild good reaches on a base hit. I would try and steal with him, but we're down so far, it doesn't really make a difference. That's going to bring up the top of the order. Tommy Alcova, who is 0 for 2. -3 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-5 is a base hit. So Alcova on, and good moves over to second. That'll bring up McClure, who's 1 for 2 so far. This could be dangerous for Alvarez. He's getting into dangerous territory with these hitters. It's going to be a -2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. Can Alvarez get out of it? Looks like he does. Sneaks in a line out there. Right back to him on the mound. Oh, and that is 2 away now. Valenzuela up. And it is a -3 as it's righty versus righty. It's going to go down to, still maintains a batter's card, sorry. 7-1. Looks like Alvarez does get out of it. Ground out to the shortstop, 6-3. So after 2 hits, the Knights can't get anything in, and we go back over to the Drillers in the bottom of the 5th. Dave Schultz leading things off. Maddox doing his second full inning of work. He did pitch a partial inning in the 3rd there. So it is now +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Schultz. 7-6 is a possible error on a ground out to the first baseman. First baseman is Anthony Summers. We'll have to go over to him on his secondary fielding position. 8 is a 1-base error. So Schultz will reach on an E3, and that'll bring up Bob McPherson, who is 1 for 2 with that 3 RBI single in the 2nd. McPherson is a righty against a righty, so it's -1. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-2 is a ground out. Possible double play here. Ground out to the catcher. Catcher's going to swing it over to first. And we have a 2-3 as a runner advances to second base. So 1 away, man on second. Mark Hagerty coming up. Hagerty is a lefty. Against the righty, he has the advantage. And an advantage of 2 on the confrontation roll. That is a batter's card. Can Hagerty put one over the fence again? 7-5. He does not. He lines out to the shortstop. We have a chance at a double up here. Shortstop's fielding rating is Rowe. He has a 5 against Schultz on base. Instincts is a 3, so it's a -2 on a confrontation roll. Goes down to a 6, but Schultz makes it back in with a head-first dive to second base, and the inning continues. Martin Reed will now be up, switch hitter. It's going to be a +1 on a roll. That is a pitcher's card. 8-7. Base hit. Schultz is going to come around to score, and Reed gets himself a 2-out RBI single. I'll bring up Rico Morales. Morales, a righty. Got a -1 on a roll. That's a batter's card. 8-3 is a flyout to center field. That will do it for the Drillers in the bottom of the 5th. So now Alvarez coming into his 6th inning. His stamina is a 5, which means we need to roll on him. First inning past his stamina. A 4 is no change. So he maintains his +1 as Joe Garland makes his way to the plate. And Garland will now be or will continue to be here. +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Garland. 10-3 is a flyout. Snuck into flyout with that little bit there. Flyout to 7, so flyout to center. Martin Figueroa, he is 0 for 2 so far. Righty versus righty, -3 on the roll. Batter's card. 9-2 is a flyout to center field. Anthony Summers coming up, righty versus righty, -3. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 6-3 is a K. And the Knights go down in order as they still can't figure out Manuel Alvarez. And that'll bring us to the the bottom of the 6th, Austin Collins leading off. Collins is a lefty. It's going to be equal on the roll here. Pitcher's card. 10-6 is a base hit. The Drillers continue to make contact here. Michael Nelson, -1 on the roll. Pitcher's card. 7-1 is a ground out stance at a double play here. Ground out to second baseman. A up the middle defense on the Knights is very good as Alcova is a 5. So Collins, I need a 7 for him to beat it out. He does not get it. So that's a 4-6. Rowe is a 5 at shortstop as well. And the Drillers need a 1, 5, or 6 to beat that out, and they do not. So the 4-6-3 double play is completed, as there's now 2 away, bottom of the 6th, and Vincent Melendez coming up. Switch hitter. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-3 is a ground out to second baseman. 4-3. All right. So Manuel Alvarez going into the 7th inning. We're going to have to roll on his second column for his fatigue chart. There's a 3 and no change at all. Alvarez is just cruising along in this game as we are now in the top of the 7th. John Rowe coming up. That is righty versus righty, a -2. Pitcher's card. 7-7 is a base hit. John Rowe reaches, leading off the inning with a base hit. David Tucker now coming up, switch hitter. It's -1 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-8 is a base hit. First and second with nobody out. Lyle Good coming up. And it is -4 on the roll. That is definitely a pitcher's card. 8-2 is a ground out. Possible double play here. Ground out to the shortstop. Shortstop on the Drillers is Melendez. Melendez is a 4 on Tucker. Need a 4, 5, or 6 to beat it out at second. They do not get it. There's a 6-4, and a second baseman is a 3. That's Bob McPherson on Good. And it's about 50-50 here. 7, and Good will beat it out. So it's a fielder's choice, 6-4. Rowe will move over to third, and we have first and third with 1 out. Top of the order coming up, Tommy Alcova. -2 on the roll here, pitcher's card. 2-1, that's a strikeout. 2 away. And Millard McClure coming up 1 for 3 with a run scored so far. This is probably the guy you want up, though, to extend the inning. And it is -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. That's going to be tough. 8-4 is a pop out. McClure does not get it done. A pop out to the shortstop. That'll bring up the bottom of the 6th. And Ken Maddox walking out to the hill. This will be his 4th solid full inning of work, which means we're going to have to roll on him. It's about 50-50. It's going to be a -1. 9, that's a -2. He's going to go down to a 1-2. That's tough. But this was going to be a long outing, and we knew that. So that'll bring up Sergio Perez. It's going to be a lot easier on these bats, as if it wasn't already for the Drillers in this game. And righty versus righty, it's going to be a +1 now for Perez. Still a pitcher's card. 8-6 is a flyout to center. Dave Schultz, it's now +3 as a batter's card. 5-3 is a ground out. 3U as the first baseman. Summers takes it himself. That'll bring up Bob McPherson. He is now a +1, righty versus righty. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And 10-2 is going to be a ground out to third base. So Maddox gets that deduction of 2, but cruises through the inning. And now we go back over to the Knights. We got the middle of the order coming up. This is now going to be the 3rd column on Alvarez. We're going to go ahead and roll it. He's had some pretty good luck here. It's a -1. So really all that does is bring him back down to normal. He will now be a 3-6, sorry, a 3-5. These went up 1, now they come back down and they're normal. And Valenzuela will lead things off. Righty versus righty here, -2. It's a batter's card. 2-1 is a strikeout. Valenzuela doesn't strike out all that much. He's only struck out 15 times, and that's in 159 at-bats. Joe Garland coming up now. He is a lefty. It's going to be +2 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-2 is a ground out to second base. Alvarez still looks to be cruising here as Martin Figueroa will come up with 2 outs now. Top of the 8th, -2 on the roll. Pitcher's card. 4-1 is a ground out to third baseman. 5-3 as Alvarez shuts down the Knights again. Now we're going to have to take out Maddox. I'm not going to go another inning here. We'll have to see who we can put in. This is pretty much mop-up duty at this point, with the Knights only having the 1 more at-bat. Let's see who is available. Rodriguez is not available. Peralta is available. So we'll go ahead and put in Angel Peralta. And he will go up against Hagerty to start things off. Is lefty versus lefty. So Hagerty will not have the advantage in this roll. It's a -1 on the roll, and he gets the batter's card. Anyway, what can he do with it? 6-3 is a ground out. Ground out to the first baseman. Martin Reed coming up. He's 2 for 4 so far. He'll be hitting right-handed. -2 is a +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 6-5 is a lineout to the second baseman. Morales coming up. He's a righty, so it's a -2 against a +4, so +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card. 10-9 is a home run. Rico Morales plugs one as the Drillers add on another run. It is now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 1. And that is Morales' 7th home run of the season. And his 19th RBI. So he's not having a bad season. I'll bring up Austin Collins. We have 2 away. It's going to be a -3 on a roll. That is a pitcher's card. 9-7. The hit parade continues as Collins reaches on a 2-out single. Michael Nelson now coming up. He is a righty. It's going to be +1 on a roll. That is a batter's card. 10-9. Red 10, blue 9 is a double. And Collins with 2 outs will come around to score, as Nelson has a 2-out RBI double. Vincent Melendez now coming up. He's going to be hitting righty. He's going to be +1 on a roll. That's a batter's card. 4-1 is a strikeout. That will end the inning. Alright, so that will bring up Summers and the Knights. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be on column 4 now for Alvarez. I'm going to see if I can get the complete game with him. Roll a 5. It is a -1. And that will only knock him down to a 2-4. So he's still good against right-handers, which there are 2 out of 3 batters are right-handers coming up. And that first one will be Anthony Summers, a -1 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-5 is going to be a pop out to shortstop. John Rowe coming up. He is a right-handed. It's equal on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 7-1 is a ground out to shortstop. 2 away. Tucker coming up. It's possibly the last out here. He is a switch hitter, so it's going to be 2 against a 3, so it's +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-7. And he gets a walk, so he gets on with the 2-out walk in the top of the 9th to bring up Lyle Good, looking to redeem himself for the poor hit in the last few games. It's going to be -2 on the roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-6, a base hit. Tucker will be over at third. Let's see where the ball goes. The ball goes to center field. The center fielder's arm is a 2. And Tucker is going to score without a throw as the Drillers will hold the runner at first. And Good is up with an RBI single. That puts the Knights tally at 2. Still down by 9. Right? 10, 11, 12. Down by 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, down by 10. Tommy Alcova coming up. Alvarez still pretty confident he can get the complete game here. -1 on a roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 5-4 is a line out. That's going to do it, folks. The line out goes to third base. And the Drillers take this one 12-2 over the Knights. And big offense for the Drillers. We'll go ahead, take a look here. So Alvarez gets the complete game win. He goes 9 innings, gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, but only allows 2 runs. 1 run in the first and 1 in the 9th, so bookends on that. And how many walks we got here? Looks like 2 walks against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ks. 9, 18, 27, 36, 37 batters faced. And he did not give up any home runs, so a great game pitched by Alvarez there. And the contrast in his game was Castle, who picks up the loss, going 2 1/3 innings. giving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs. Of those, 8 are earned, and 2 walks. 1, 2, 3 Ks. 9, 18, 22 batters faced in less than 3 innings. Not very good. And that one home run. Maddox came in. He did a little better. He pitched 4 2/3, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, walking none, striking out 2, and he faced 17 batters. Peralta came in. He had a rough inning, but he did get out of the jam before any more damage, although 2 runs did score. Big home run by Morales there, and a big base hit by Nelson, double. So that will do it. The Drillers annihilate the Knights 12-2, and the offensive player of the game probably had to go with Hagerty here. He went 2 for 5 with that 3-run home run, had another RBI single in the 3rd. Morales added a home run of his own with an RBI. On the Knights side, not a whole lot of offense to speak about. McClure did get another hit. He extends his hidden streak to 4 games now since coming over to the Knights. Garland went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Good got a couple of base hits, so he had 2 base hits. A lot different than the previous games that he did. That is going to do it on the game here. We're going to go ahead and track our pitchers, though. I always go ahead and put in the schedule. So the Drillers beat the Knights 12-2. And on the pitching side, as far as fatigue goes, we're going to go ahead and cross off 1 game for each. And we're going to add in Alvarez, who went 9 in, so that's 3 right there, gets 1 for the appearance, and he had a -1 there, so he's going in with 5. Pop their score sheet in the back here. So that game will definitely rest the bullpen. The Drillers will be a little bit more rested going into the next game, which will be the last game for this series. Not take out. And we'll head over to the Knights now. Knights take the loss on that, 12-2. Put Peralta back in. Knock off 1 game of rest for each. Rodriguez comes back rested. And we have Castle going in. -1, -2. He's only going in as a -2. He just got obliterated in those first couple innings. Maddox has a -2, -1 for the appearance. That's up to 3. And then he pitched 4.6 as another one, so it's 4. He's not going to be pitching at full rest anytime soon. And Peralta, just 1 for the appearance. So that will do it for the Knights and Drillers, as the Drillers take it handedly 12-2. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I appreciate you joining me. I had a fun game. Always nice to see a lot of offense, especially when one team dominates the other. Make it kind of exciting. Wish it was a little bit closer, but you know, that's baseball. So leave any comments or questions below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.